A very ugly win for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but a win nevertheless. They beat the Tennessee Titans 20-16, and it came down to a last-minute interception with Quan Alexander coming out of nowhere to intercept the ball. This game should not have been close. Matt Canada came down from the booth and called plays from the sideline, and I will say this. He called a very decent game. It wasn't great, but he called some good plays. He got the run game going with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren, and they did everything they could in this game to try to take over this game. Najee Harris had the first touchdown. He had 16 carries for 69 yards and 1 touchdown. And then you also had Jaylen Warren had 11 carries for 87 yards. And this is Kenny Pickett's 7th game-winning drive in the fourth quarter or overtime. I will say this about Kenny Pickett. This was not a good game for him at all. Matt Canada was not the reason why the offense only put up 20 points in this game. He missed a lot of throws in this game, and he did not look good. I will say that, and he hasn't looked great this entire season. On the back half of last season, he did look better, but Kenny Pickett has regressed, and you can't say it's because of some of the bad offensive play calling in the past. And you can also say that he was playing with the hurt ribs. You can use those excuses, but he was missing a lot of routine throws in this game. This game came down to the pass rushes of Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt in the run game, point blank period. And I do want to send my prayers out to Treylon Burks. He ended up getting carted off the field. The last update that I have currently is that he was able to move every single extremity in his body. So hopefully that's a good thing moving forward. He's a wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. But back to the Steelers. Kenny Pickett has to be better. He let the offense down today with some of those missed throws. It was also a throw into the back of the end zone to George Pickens. He got one foot down. The other foot went out of bounds. That was terrible to see. That was points off the board. But the offense did look better today. Minus Kenny Pickett and his mistakes. They got some things going off. I think the Steelers can build on Matt Canada being on the sideline calling plays. I still do not have a lot of faith in him moving forward, but they definitely did look better in this game. Another thing that I do want to talk about is their defense. Cole Holcomb went down with a knee injury. Prayers to him as well. Hopefully he can come back, but he got carted off the field, and he's their best middle linebacker. You do have Quan Alexander and a Landon Roberts. I will say this about Landon Roberts. He is not an every down linebacker. And Quan Alexander is okay at best at this stage of his career. He made an amazing play at the end of the game, but I need to see more from him moving forward and being more consistent with this team. Their corners. The secondary of this team has been horrible for years, but this secondary right here is abysmal. Multiple penalties in this game and last week as well. Patrick Peterson had a lot of bad plays. Joy Porter Jr., I was calling for this kid to start. I want to shout out to my boy Ross Swisher in the comments section below. He was right about this. He gets a lot of holding penalties. He gets a lot of them. He had a lot of dumb penalties in this game against DeAndre Hopkins. He had a lot of penalties early on. He also had a penalty late in the game in the fourth quarter, which basically extended the drive for the Tennessee Titans because of the way that he plays the cornerback position. He has some plays where he had against Odell Beckham a couple weeks ago when he got the interception in the red zone, but he'll also have some plays where it's illegal hands in the face. It's illegal touching at the same time. He has to do a better job with that. And they definitely missed Mika Fitzpatrick in this game, but they did a terrific job of getting pressure on Will Levis. He got sacked 4 times today. They did a terrific job on getting to him as much as possible. Keanu Neal had a solid day when it came to tackling. I know Landon Roberts led the team in tackles, but he hasn't done that throughout this entire season. Hopefully he can build on that, but he's still not an every down linebacker. Cameron Hayward's first game back since he went against the San Francisco 49ers in week 1. He looked really good. He had a good play against Tajay Spears where he just slammed him to the ground. That was beautiful to see. He blew up a screenplay. But TJ Watt, back at it. A sack in this game and a tackle for loss. He looked really good. Alex Highsmith had 2 sacks in this game and 2 tackle for loss. That is where their defense comes from. Those 2 bookend linebackers. That is where their defense really grinds. And that's where their defense really shines, is when both of those guys can get to the quarterback and they create a lot of pressure. Hopefully their secondary can step up in the next couple of games, but we will see. But I definitely need Joy Porter Jr. to cut back on these holding penalties and just to rob the wide receiver. Push him out of bounds if you need be. With your body. Don't use your hands as much. I know that's what makes Joy Porter Jr. That what made him so elite in college, but you can't do that at this level. It will kill the Steelers team and almost hurt them today in a big day. I worry about him long term in this division when it comes to guys when he has a cover like Jamar Chase, like T. Higgins, or even the Baltimore Ravens wide receivers. I worry about that. That is something to pay attention to. But besides that, it was an ugly win for the Steelers, but a win regardless. I do want to get back into Kenny Pickett before I let you guys go. He has to get better. 19 of 30, 160 passing yards and 1 touchdown. He missed Deontay Johnson early in the game. It was a deep curl concept. He missed him by 10 yards. He overthrew him. For a guy that had low arm strength in his scouting report, he has a lot of arm strength to me because he's overthrowing everybody. He has to do a better job of that. And he also has to do a better job of scanning the defense. It was too many times where Najee Harris was open on the right side and he just didn't see him. He gets tunnel vision when trying to get the ball to guys like George Pickens and Deontay Johnson, who did have a touchdown in this game. That was his first touchdown in the last couple of years. The last time he caught a touchdown, Big Ben was his quarterback. So he has to do a better job of reading the field and reading NFL defenses. But I have been very disappointed by Kenny Pickett's performance this entire season. The offensive line also took a major shift as well. Broderick Jones finally got to start at the right tackle position. He did come in a couple of games this season or for a couple of snaps when Dan Moore Jr. was out. He was at the left tackle position. He looked really good. And I think that's the way to go in the offensive line. They blocked better in this game and they did a better job up front of getting a push. But in order for this run game to fully work, Kenny Pickett has to be able to stretch the field and he has to be able to scan the field. And right now he is their weakest link on the offensive end besides Matt Cannon to call in plays. But let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Steelers team moving forward. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.